Hi, if we haven't met before, I'm Kate Roseth. I'm a certified Iyengar yoga teacher, and I've been teaching yoga classes online for 3 years now. And I'm guessing that you've probably just started doing yoga online at home, and it's very different to attending classes at a yoga studio. So I want to give you some tips on how you can create a smooth home yoga practice that's online. The first thing that comes to mind is how to best place your device in relation to your yoga mat. So I'm going to show you a setup for that right now. So welcome to my lounge room, and this might be some similar to the space that you might be practicing in at home. Mine is looking surprisingly clean right now, which wouldn't be the case except that my husband's not working anymore, and so it is super clean. So in this case, we have our yoga mat and the device, whatever the device is, whether it's going to be your phone, your iPad, your laptop. You want to have your mat in a position and very close to that device so that you can really clearly see the teacher on the device teaching the pose, and so that when you're moving into the pose there, you can easily see the screen. So this is one orientation. However, if the teacher is then going to move to their front edge of their mat, the narrow edge of their mat, you're going to want to move the device so again it's in front of you. So I'm going to give you an example here. I'm going to just use this little coffee table and bring it across and move the device to here, so that now if we were going to move into Surya Namaskar or poses that were facing the narrow edge of the mat, I can still see my screen really well as I move down into those poses. And then when I'm in dog pose, I can easily look up and see that pose if I need to, rather than it being off to the side and harder to see. So as you can see, just having a couple of stations around you to be able to quickly move your device during the class is going to make it a smoother and more seamless yoga practice experience for you. My second tip around having a more smooth, seamless home yoga online experience is the audio. I often hear people saying the audio isn't clear during their practice. Now, usually that's going to be due to the practitioner's audio device rather than the teacher. I'd hope and expect that your teacher has got a good microphone, so at their end the audio is coming through nice and loud and clear. However, that can be a problem when it's a live class and you're relying on internet, and there could be dropouts, which makes the audio disrupted. In the classes that I deliver in Yoga Branches, there's a combination of live classes and on demand, and the audio is all recorded through this little microphone that I've got in my ear, and it's very close to my mouth, so the audio is crystal clear, so that the person who's doing the class should easily be able to hear it. However, it will depend on the device and your setup of your device and how well you can hear. So those few tips I gave you about moving the device so you can better see the video will also affect how you can better hear the video as well. Just make sure that on your device you have the audio turned up high to its loudest, so that then you've got a clear, uninterrupted audio. Also, you can get a sort of microphone Bluetooth earpiece like this and put it in your ear and have that audio streaming straight into your ear while you practice. That way it won't disturb the people around you in your house as you're practicing, and also it doesn't matter what position you're in or where you move the device, you'll be able to hear the audio crystal clear. The last tip I want to give you is about practicing yoga at home when you're sharing your home with your partner or your children, and they just keep walking in and out of shot and in and front of your screen, and they're making noise and they're wanting to essentially disrupt your practice because they're probably not used to you practicing yoga at home on your own, and they come in and they start asking questions and laughing and disrupting you and distracting you. So there is a couple of things that you can definitely do to try and create a practice space that has that that concentration that you get when you're at a yoga studio. First of all, try and find a yoga practice space that is, it's quite hard for me to talk because I now have people behind me, but try and find a yoga practice space that is off to the side. So you might have a spare room in your house if you're lucky, or a little place that you can be secluded. You know what's really helpful, and we often just don't think of it, is just to tell your family members, I'm doing my yoga practice now. Could you hold your questions until I'm finished? If you've got super little kids and they don't understand you yet, or you need them to be around when you're doing your yoga practice, it's really helpful to put out a second yoga mat. So roll out another yoga mat. They can get on and they will love to follow along with you and copy what you're doing. And also, if you've got a couple of yoga books, you pull them out as well, because my kids, when they were really young, used to love just to look at the pictures and then they would copy the pictures in the book. So that's a good way to keep them not interrupted, keep them distracted from interrupting you. But I think one of the big thing is that don't assume they know what you're doing. So it's really helpful just to be really clear, and to make a simple request. I'm going to do my yoga practice now. Could you not interrupt me in this room for a certain amount of time, and hold your questions or something like that. And I'm sure they will cooperate when they see the benefits that yoga practice is having on you and your peace of mind and your health.